Hello. Don't know if anyone's here yet, but just in case you drop in, I'm still getting set up. And then we can continue from where we left off yesterday. Just gotta put some music on, some mood lights. And let my friends know I'm around. Post is posted. Let me get my reference images going as well. Well, actually, let me just go ahead and hello. Give y'all something to look at while I figure things out. As always, this is a bring your own music kind of stream. But if you want to follow along with me, if you want to listen to what I'm listening to, I just put on some Radio Cutman, DJ Cutman on YouTube. So enjoy that with me, if you will. What are some things? I did some things after the stream yesterday for sanity's sake. At the end of yesterday's stream, I was trying desperately pretty much to make bump maps, like painting a bump map work. And I even made this little strawberry seed here to see if I can kind of push it into the berry a little bit and like paint the depth of that in a way that it would render nicely on here. And while I'm sure that that is a possibility, it is more than, I think it might be asking too much of me for this first real, like, thinking my teeth in kind of attempt at this. So the original tutorial, the whole spark of this whole Ucupaint journey was because of Craft Reaper over on YouTube and his beautiful painted, like, 3D renders. And in truth, most of his stuff, he does not have lights in his scenes. It is all painted, like it's painted that way, which, you know, if you're making it for use in like a game or as part of a larger project where lights will matter, that's probably not what you want to do. But like, I think just for mastery's sake, I'm going to focus on no lights. And so I just brought the world up to like a clean white shade, turned off the lights, and turned off the specular so that we can paint manually. We're going to manually paint these lights. And that should be enough. We're going to hope that that's going to be enough. So almost done setting up here. Just want to, because I'm still trying to stream between two places. So give me a moment while I try to find a way to see all of that and my reference images at the same time. Hello, Likeable Paper Zero. How's it going? Thanks for coming to hang out. I'm just about to get started on painting this little, or continuing to paint this little strawberry that we modeled on stream yesterday. Just gotta get my reference images back. There we go. I'm doing good, thanks. I'm as I was describing a second ago, just giving up on the idea of rendering this with lights. So we're going to go with hand-painted light on the model itself. So let me not just put random polka dots all over things and try to remember where I was. We turned off bump because we're giving up on bump. And we started masking out a berry here, or not a berry, these seeds. So we started masking in a couple of seeds. And we'll paint this a little bit better later. I'll replace the solid color with an image, but just for the sake of putting them into place, let's get these berries on there. What is the method here? Is it really like symmetrical, or are they just kind of organically polka dotted across these berries that I'm looking at? I think they just sort of maintain a constant gap, but are not necessarily. What did I do here? How did I lose my color? Oh, by getting off of the wrong layer. Pressing undo apparently also changes layers. Let's be careful of that. And I probably want the radius to change with pressure here. Yeah, okay. Oh, this has no texture on it. Yes, we're just working on the berry for now. And we can do some more establishing of that later. Oh, my goodness, give me that layer back. Thank you. Why is it not erasing with 100% strength, even though it's supposed to? So, yeah, that still shows. That's not ideal, but the pressure is off and strength is at full. So why is that? So it does have to be drawn back in because it's the mask. Get the hard paint. Maybe that was part of it. Yeah, it's still not really behaving. Well, it's not the worst thing in the world. I don't want to get a bunch of artifacts that I'll have to clean up a lot on later. I guess we'll just try to be very careful. Tell me about yourself. Well, I am just a humble pixel and voxel artist who's trying to be a little bit more than that recently. I have like some light 3D knowledge, but I would like to get better at it. So here we are. What about you? Are you into 3D art? Anything like that? What is happening there? That's interesting. Maybe hitting it from the side was doing that? Okay, well, we'll just keep going anyway. Classified information? Oh, that's fine. This ain't an interrogation, you're okay. Maybe I could be more concerned with where I'm putting these seeds, but I just can't be bothered right now. I'm getting the feeling that I'm going to have to take a break from this. Once it starts to get maddeningly repetitive. So I can already kind of feel starting to happen here. There we go. Some are bigger, some are smaller. Maybe this one doesn't have to be as big. Now, let me run this little experiment. Where I make a new image here. Can I make a new image there? I should be able to, right? Tell you what, we're going to generate one over here. Seed paint, I'll call it. And there. Now I'll just switch that in. Seed paint. Bam. Now we just start painting in where the seeds are going to be like. I can already see some weird alpha thing happening, so I'm going to have to correct that in the mask, I guess. Somehow. Problem for later. Now, what is a good average color to start with here? Doesn't seem to want to go. Why is that? Not the mask, but here. Okay, it's working. It's just fussing with me for a second. Pesky little guy. Hard paint should really be painting harder than it is, and it's starting to worry me. Why is that happening? It should just be a solid, completely solid color at this way. What other art do I do other than Blender? I worked in Big Bang for a few years, so a lot of what I was doing up until recently was voxel art. And well, I still like and enjoy doing voxel art. I would like to get better at other things because it's been all that I've been about for the past 3 years. Before doing it at Big Bang, I was making voxel art through Magica Voxel, and then before Magica Voxel, I was doing sprite art in things like Ace Sprite and Pixel Over and stuff. And that whole time, I would still do illustrations, Clip Studio Paint, and things. But yeah, I just like a whole bunch of different kinds of art, and I like to try out different things. And can I add this? Blink. What? Why did that not work? Can I force it to work? This add-on, the color palette add-on, does not seem very agreeable to me at the moment. There's got to be a way to use it that I just don't understand yet. But oh well. Let's get over here and a little bit of that. There we go. Start shading. Huh, my texture brush seems to be behaving better. Ironically. Very low resolution little berry seeds, but we'll see how that pans out later. This could probably be more saturated. There we are. Have a little bit of a method now. Let's try that in a couple more of them, and then we'll start painting on the berry itself to see if we can get that painted shading in a way that would make me happy. Why is it fussing with me now? Come on. Ooh, I'm willing to try new art. What kind of art am I interested to learn? Like rigging, hand-drawn animation, etc. I think I just want to get better at modeling and texturing for now. And I don't want to lean towards like I don't want to like bite off more than I can chew too fast. I've done some rigging before, like simple stuff, not anything complicated. What was I doing here? Trying to figure out why that wasn't as vivid. Okay. And we've got a couple of seeds. Let's go into our berry. Not the inside, the strawberry itself. And start painting it. There. That's more or less what I had. Here we are. As in, like, making a 2D model of my own. I made this little PNG tuber, so I guess I've made a little 2D model of my own. I wouldn't mind making more 2D or 3D models. Just in general, I think I want to. My focus is on growth more than any targeted creation. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm not looking to make a specific thing so much as just improve. I kind of like the idea of being a handyman artist, just kind of ready for whatever task is at hand. So, if I can get to that point, I think I will be very happy. Is there not a way to just very quickly like grab that color without having to go here and then here and then here and then because that would make things much faster if I could. I appreciate all the questions and stuff. I get really absorbed in what I'm doing. Yes, absolutely. I've seen 2D models. Artists make layers upon layers of 2D models, including physics toggles and lots of rigging. That sounds cool. Maybe I'll get there one day. Right now, let me see if I can understand Ucupaint. I feel like if I can get better textures, then I can feel better about my models. I think the seeds could be a bit more saturated, even. Let me try that. too far. That's a little better, I guess. None of these things are a very fast eyedropper. Let me Google that real quick. I want to see if there's a very quick eyedropper. Shift X? Is that it? Nope. Doesn't seem like it. Nor is E. So, that ain't it. Shift X, Alt X? Nope. It ain't Alt X. Oh, you just have to click for it to come up. Okay. See, we're learning. Still not a lefty-friendly hotkey, but, you know, that's fine. That, and it doesn't seem to be putting it in the active slot. Or it doesn't seem to be, like, it brings up the eyedropper icon, but then why isn't it actually... Oh, it's because shift is going into blur, I guess. So what is the solution there? I think that might have been something that Deep Paint changed. Input? No, key map. Eyedropper. Well, none of these are what it says it was. It's not E. Yeah, it's not E. Why you always lying? I don't even pretend to know what the difference between any of these are. Well, these I can kind of understand. What's the difference between these two? Does the Shift I key do anything? Okay, maybe I can set it to that then. And we'll just try. Okay, let's try it. Nope. Well, that wasn't it. guess I'll give you back to the E key while you're not functional. And maybe it has something to do with this one? Doesn't make sense terribly. Hi, Pixel Tuner. Thanks for dropping by. I think we still got a long way to go, but I appreciate the thought. I think I've really got to stop getting distracted. I want so badly to just have the eyedropper be on a hot key. On a hot key. I don't know where it's hiding or what changed it. So that Blender is telling me it's one thing, but in reality it's something else. So we're just going to manually eyedrop. So be patient with me while I do that. Maybe if I get enough of these done, I can copy and paste, but the mask would probably get in the way. Unless I copied and pasted them at the same time. I don't know. We'll see. Hey, Moss. How's it going? Yeah, we've changed a few things since yesterday. We've decided to shut off all the lights and just paint the shine ourselves. So, if it works for Craft Reaper, which is the whole reason I started this Ucupaint journey, was following that really cool guy, then I'm sure I can make it work for me. And my hubris. I did try for a little bit with the well, you can't see it with all the lights off, but I tried to bump map paint with the yeah, with the bump channel, the normal channel. It was fine. It was fine. I could see this taking a million years and still not coming out quite like I'd hoped. So I just, let me master one thing at a time. I'll get better at actual materials later. Let's work on texturing for now. I am painting on the wrong channel. Is Ucupaint free? Yes, it is. Yes, it is, and it comes with Blender. I am not the best person to show this because I think it might look different on Windows. I was a Windows person. I moved recently over to Linux, and so a few things look different. I believe you either find it by default here, or you can type Ucupaint into here, which is I think what I had to do, or you can get it from GitHub. The creator is Ucupumar, I believe, like UCU space Pumar. But yes, you can get it through here. Pixel Tuner, thank you. Thank you. Pixel Tuner knows what's up. Should I start painting the light going in like a different direction? So say if the light is here-ish pointing this way and we're hand painting it, should I just start throwing the shadow more this way? A little comme ça. A little bit like that. Hi, Defiant. How's it going? I saw the gumbo you posted, and I think that it is still a legit gumbo. Whether it involves okra or not, I would still eat it. I would still very much enjoy that, I think. It looked nice, is what I'm saying. I am not the gumbo police. You're the closest thing to the gumbo police. It's too bad for the real gumbo police that I can just eat almost anything. I am not a picky eater at all. I am fussing so much over this handful of seeds, and we have like so much real estate to cover. What am I doing? What made me switch to Linux? I think I just finally reached my breaking point with Windows and with what I was like willing to allow Windows to harass me with in terms of pop-ups and Copilot, and it got to a point where every time I would boot up my computer, I would feel unclean. And I missed an era where I just boot up my computer and use it to browse or use my apps, or I just wanted a clean OS. I wanted to have that back. No frills. I've been thinking about it for a few months. I think Copilot was the thing that made me feel the same way. Yeah, it feels like every time you're on the computer, there's another man in your room just watching everything you click and everything you do and type, and I can't do it anymore. If I had any big issues, like apps not on Linux, I am in definitely a sweet spot in that my husband knows and has used Linux for a very long time. So he's been a lifesaver in helping me get everything set up and going and showing me the ropes. I think everything, with the exception of Affinity, has worked, like with relative ease. Like it's become so much more accessible, I believe, over the years. I can't speak with any real experience on that, but it was what held me back originally the first time around, was that games couldn't work on Linux, but now Steam has, was it Proton? And the Steam Deck is basically a Linux thing that is running all your games anyway. So anything you can run on a Steam Deck, you can run on your Linux setup, probably. Like, again, I am new to this whole journey. I'm not a programmer. I don't have that kind of knowledge. But I've been using Linux Mint, and Linux Mint acts a lot like what Windows, I don't know, 7 or Vista, or one of the older ones that still worked. Vista was a bit messy, if I remember. It feels 7-ish, but better. It feels Windows 7-ish, but better. Just clean. Microsoft legitimately doesn't care. I'm not trying to like really watch my tone with reading this, but I am trying to like a little bit. I'm sure I'll still say it eventually. When Microsoft doesn't care anymore about the quality of their services, they know full well they have a monopoly and they don't need to try to please private or corporate clients. I hear you on that. I feel like I think these companies really believe that they have a captive audience that will not get tired enough eventually and leave. And you absolutely have that power. Whoa! I just heard something huge outside. Gonna hope that nobody got hurt. But I live in a big city, and who's gonna know? How can I recreate that feeling? You know, if that's what you're into most, you do you. No shame in here. Am I crazy? Why is that not working? I just have to tilt the camera, I guess, a little bit better. This is kind of meditative once I actually get going with it. I want to, after this, I think this will be a stream idea. It's just make my own brushes, just to really start learning. Once I get a better understanding of Ucupaint, I want to understand how Blender's brushes work and maybe make a handful of my own that kind of emulate what I'm used to using in Clip Studio. Because while this is fine for now, it's not a cure-all, and it's not going to give me a lot of what I'm after. Yep, there are plenty of professionals that are very good at doing exactly that. That kind of thing. I think some of them should be like way more embedded and some of them like less so. So maybe I should like widen some of these dips out for variety. I hope I'm not giving anyone whiplash. I zoom in and out a lot. I'm finally getting the feeling that I was hoping to feel this whole time with the Ucupaint stuff, which is like just going ham on shading with masks up and running, and I don't have to worry about overrunning onto stuff or trying to paint flat over here externally and then if this is what y'all get all the time in Substance Painter, I'm a bit jealous. I ain't paying for no Substance Painter, but you know, maybe later on in the journey. But if I can figure this Ucupaint stuff out, yeah, it from what I've seen, it looks great. Yeah, I'm just not willing to jump that threshold to to do that. I could say I would like to not have to. There are a few things out there that I will absolutely yar a little. I've gotten tired of some, you know, online services. But for the moment, I try to support all of the arts programs that I can as legitimately as I can, which does not include Adobe. We don't touch Adobe in this house, in this dojo. We are an Adobe free space. So it's just worth repeating forever. I'm done with Adobe. Mm-hmm. If I want the Clip Studio feel of brushes, I can highly recommend the brushes of a guy named Craft Reaper. That's who I was. Oh, he sells them on Gumroad. Okay, so this whole journey started because of Craft Reaper's videos on YouTube. I saw him painting some stuff and I was like, I want to do that. So if I can get Craft Reaper's brushes and you say they feel like Clip Studio, then heck yeah. Ta-da, we got one section of the strawberry. Kinda. Yeah, he sells them for free. Got them all just because they're nice to work with. Okay. Yeah, thanks for the recommendation. I'm going to pick them up. Acrobat Reader is beaten only by Microsoft Outlook. Oh no, this is software packages that can go screw themselves. Yeah, don't mind being vulgar in my Christian Minecraft server. I don't mind. I am normally more of a potty mouth as well. I think this is a habit I picked up when I was working at my last job, and I would occasionally be on stream at my last job, like demoing the tools and how you could make voxel art with them. And I just tuned myself back and kind of made this very, like, I don't know, soothing, not Bob Rossi in actuality kind of stream, but relaxing kind of feel. So I think a lot of it is just that. Should I put like some wet shine up at the top where the cut happens? Is that gonna look terribly right if I do? What's with the warpiness? Is it the UVs causing that? Oh no. Maybe I can soften it. Can I? Like, who's gonna... Well, then I lose some of that pretty shine, but... Eh. Oh, thanks. All right, big sip of not coffee, tea. We're on tea now. Coffee is way too expensive. And generally, you want to give your UV islands a little space between them. They look super close together. Might be too late to fix now. That's fair. Yeah. They're kind of close. I can see that sort of pixel jag happening. Well, yep, lessons learned for next time. Oh, on that, can I do that from here? I picked up this one today, so I will try this later. This guy. I haven't really had much time to give it much of a look yet, but I saw a video from, this is like Royal Skies, I believe, and he recommended this add-on. So next time we're gonna figure this out. What's it called? I can't read it. Mio 3 UV, and it also comes with Blender. And the way Royal Skies said it, it's really good for character model unwrapping. I don't know what makes it different in general, but to take a look at Royal Skies' videos and see, because he can probably explain it better. He explains things very fast, which is sometimes good and sometimes more than I can understand. No problem. Can I take a break from the seeds and maybe make the leaves? Is that okay? I'm a little scared too because I don't know how Ucupaint is going to behave. We shall see. Because this is a different model. Do I just go up and down the index? Nope. How do I do that? That's a perfect add-on for UV unwrapping I used before. It was added to Blender by standard. Oh, also a little help for the UV. Texture size /128 equals bleeding edge needed to be non-visible. I am not having a stroke. I'm sure that there's logic to this. Hold on. Texture size /128. Like, reduce the texture size? Bleeding edge. Oh, okay. Needed to be non-visible. I'm still trying to understand. Hold on. So is this like I should have, like, say in a 2048 by 2048 texture, a gap of 128 pixels between islands? Oh, okay. Yeah. You can watch my cogs turn in real time. Thank you. Okay. 128. Thank you. I'll try to remember that. I'm going to take a victory sip of tea for thinking so hard. I'm avoiding the topic. I need to figure out how to this over here. Because it's still an object berry, even though I have leaves selected. And, I don't know. Oh. Okay. You do Blender classes? Of course you do. You know so much. You just rocked up in here and taught me so many things. Like, of course you do. Do you stream? Like, stream Blender classes? Or do you have a channel or anything? Perhaps I can follow. Right, yes, I need to stop avoiding this. Just, we're doing this now. I don't know if it's just the photo making this look so washed, but my brain tells me they should be darker. Why does it still feel bluish? Like a blue-green, even though I'm so close to the yellow. Am I crazy? want to promote yourself here. Oh, I'm a very new, small streamer. It's fine. It's just you, me, and four other people are here right now. So, whatever. I did stream ages ago on Twitch. I do Blender lessons with friends each Friday. Well, hey, I'm down for that. I will leave a follow at least for now. I think it may be this light being thrown that's throwing me off. But I really can't tell. In any case. Leaf paint. Everything else is things I don't know. Okay. And on we go to texture painting. La la la. Okay, it's working. It's working. How dare YouTube stop my music? Hold on a sec. Oh no, it's just the time between songs. Okay. Nope. Where is it? Stem. That's what's in my way. Maybe I should have actually hidden the top leaves before doing that. You know what? Whatever. On Twitch, but on Discord, only with a couple of friends who asked me to teach them after they finally moved on from Dreams PS4. Oh, okay. Well, all right. I appreciate all the help anyway. All the advice. Yeah, I should have given this more geometry in the end. I like actually sculpted it or something, but you know, we're so far in. But UV unwrapping is one of the most important things to learn. Yeah, it is one of the most unfun things for me to do at the moment, but I'm fairly certain that that's because I have not given it enough attention in trying to figure it out. Especially if you want to know how you avoid seams. Like being able to unwrap without using seams, I guess. There was a way for me to paint holes in things. Let me see if I can remember how to do that. Can I just make a new image? Do I have to use mask to do this? I don't know. Alpha leaf paint. Something like that. And then no. There was a way to do it. I just don't remember it. It's funny how almost everyone starts with a donut, but it'd be way better to start simple with, for example, a can with hard edges because it teaches you right away why marking seams and sharp edges are so important. Yeah. Yeah, I do kind of skip that step with the donut. If I recall correctly, it's been a while. I had a little cheat sheet, I think. Where's my little cheat sheet for drawing transparency? Okay. Add solid color with image mask. And solid color background. I don't know. Solid color to background. Okay. to background. And then paint in white. Nope. What's happening here? Nope. Mm-hmm. Well, I need to take better notes. So I'm not sure how it was supposed to work. It's not here, right? No. It should be here. Like that. Ah! Nope. Not that one. Then I'll just mix. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm getting closer. Hold on. Is it doing the thing and I'm just not seeing it because it's not strong enough? Now nothing's happening. Why is nothing happening at all? It's not making marks. What? Hold on, hold on. I'm on it. It's not locked in any way. What am I doing wrong? That I can't paint at all now. I'm in texture paint mode. I have the brush active. What's happening? Okay, well, it's working now, so. But it's not here. Yes. Wait. No. Now it stops working. It stops working when I moved this. Why did it stop working when I moved this? Okay, hold on. Taking a second to read all this. I have a blank texture. Pick the fill tool. Yeah. Needs to be set as texture size divided by 125. Okay. And when I click on the object itself, it fills all the islands on the UV. Oh, it just like fills all that out. Okay. Oh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's really cool. I'm gonna get my leaves back. But the first thing I found out is that the transparency mask is indeed working. And I also figured out how to do that thing Pixel Tuner just said with filling in the islands so that they just show up over here. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, why my brush no work? Until now, I feel like Blender is gaslighting me. If those islands overlap, that means your UVs are not done right. There. A notch of some kind can exist in the edges of this leaf. Is it pretty? No. Can it exist? Yes. All right. So we're one step closer to the edge, and I'm not about to break. What? Okay. Is it that it's too small to do anything? Okay. That might have been what was happening. But how bizarre. I don't want it to be that big of a stroke. Hmm. Oh, wrong area. This area. It's not terribly clean, but I'm almost ready to just accept this as a little victory for the day. I would still like to know why, with strength at full, if it's at full strength and the pen pressure is turned off, I don't get an absolute pure white with paint hard active. Because it's causing me to have to make like a lot more brush strokes than I feel I should have to. This in some way? No. What? It shouldn't be falling off. At all, really. Yeah, it's still a little bit gray. Hmm. Oh, I don't know. This wouldn't be it, would it? No, that'd be too easy. Couldn't be that. I just wanted to put some little notches in the leaves. It's because of the transparency mode in the settings of the materials itself. Ah? In the settings of the material itself. What's up with this spaghetti ball? Mm-hmm. Alpha to be exact. Okay. This is the transparency mode in the settings of the materials itself. Seems one-to-one. Boop, boop. Alpha tells the principled shader what needs to be visible. It might be more than I can understand for now. Because everything seems very black and white to me in here. Let me go ahead and catch the rest of these leaves up while I have a little think. Did you break down? You did. When did that happen? I made you myself. What? Oh, hold on. We have a little symbol on the right corner that's used for those settings. Checkered ball. Oh, probably in the shader. I'm not sure. I might have been off track. Oh, here. Oh, you mean editing the material from here instead of in the shader editor? Okay. Right, yes. But first, figuring out why and when my texture broke for my brush. That we made specifically for this project. Alright, is it gonna behave now? There, some kind of texture. No wonder everything's been looking so streaky. Well, glad I got that back. At least. Now, why wouldn't you save with the file? Is that what happened? Bizarre little thing. Still seems pretty black and white. Hmm. It's hard to explain those things without showing and telling. I appreciate the effort, but don't worry. I will probably figure more of this stuff out over time. But as I continue to struggle with a couple of things here and there, I've made a lot of progress in understanding this project, understanding Ucupaint with this project. So Moss is proposing like God tier difficulty. Just explain it with emotes. Right, the brush itself was still black and it had to be and then we turned it to like yeah, okay. There. Got a brush back. Feels like some kind of brush. Bit chalky, but you know, whatever. I don't know if I said this earlier, but thank you for the follow as well, Pixel. I really appreciate it. I hope you are entertained by the struggle bus that I am on. Let's see. That's not as rich as the color I sampled. No. No. Oh, you can show me a YouTube vid. That'll work. It should be blending way more than it is. And it's still washing out colors. Can't win for losing with this thing. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to pick up those brushes you were telling me about. As one hill at a time. I can only climb one hill at a time. Just noticed I'm using newer versions. As part of message. I think I see it. Okay, thank you. All right, after the stream, I will check this out and do some more off stream studying. So strong. Maybe less strong. What happened now? Oh. Less strong? I kind of want to build up a little bit over time. I don't really want to attack it so much. Oh man. What? What? Did the brush settings revert? Wait, what? No, they should be fine. It might have switched over here for a second somehow. I didn't press the X key, but not that I know of, at least. I hope if somebody watches these VODs, they just learn to respect people that do this for a living. Mm-hmm. Absolute crazy stuff they have to go through to be able to do it. It's actually fun to see people do art in Blender, even if they're beginners. We're all doing it for the fun, that's right. I feel like painting the underside of the leaves, not really. Nope, not right now, at least. Um, Maybe I'll just add a darker subcolor and then a single brush stroke just for some texture underneath, but nobody should be looking so closely at that anyway. Okay, let's get something on the stem before the end of the day. Out to object. There we go. Quick setup. Yeah, sure. Okay. Something there's no way I just eyeballed that close to those two colors. Anyway. New image. Stem paint. Okay. And now texture paint mode. And what? Okay. Okay. I'm not crazy. Did the I unwrapped this, right? Did I not? Please. Please tell me I did. But it doesn't look like I did. Okay. Mm-mm. Okay. I remember what happened now. I made a cylinder and then I filled this later and then I capped it and then I didn't think about unwrapping it. No, I didn't. You're still empty at the bottom, right? Yeah, okay. Ooh. Is that enough for me to get away with? Like, do I really need to fuss over this stem? No, click on the stem part. Okay. You want me to straighten them out? Mew. Okay. I'm here. I'm in the Mew. Nope. Click gridify. Gridify. Oh. Snappy. Love that. Thank you. Much better. Agreed. Okay, let's go back to our thing. Let's delete this. I don't know if y'all watch Drawfee, but delete your art is a mantra that I both love and fear. Jojo! Hey, delete your art. We've come too far. We've come too far. We're just deleting the one layer of the thing. Starting over with our texture unwrapped now, as it should be. Okay. Am I painting on it like I should? I think so. I might pick a color that actually stands out more. Copy that for later. And just to be so sure. Hey? Eh? Oh, it's just the camera wasn't not facing it enough for my liking. Okay. I will be mainly lurking since work. That's alright. I hope work's going well. Hope it's a nice chill day. Nobody gave you no trouble. Yeah, it's doing the thing. I can see it happening now. And the base is probably going to get browner, I guess. So I'm not actually looking at a picture of a cut strawberry, but strawberries on the vine. So there's kind of little streaks of brownness running through it, but they're not too heavy. Oh, this blur tool. Just a little bit of like weathering, I guess. Wait. What? Is my camera not appropriate? There we go. Well, this looks so much cleaner at the edges too. Maybe this little spot or something. I mean, who's gonna know this up close, right? All right, you. Maybe I can turn these little notches of weirdness into intentional looking streaks, and then no one will know. See? There. Camera, please. I'm making an effort. I need you to make one too. Maybe I should just get yellower down there, closer to the source color. Okay. I've had a long enough break from doing the seeds. I suppose I should get back to it, huh? It's only been, what, a whole other hour? Let's block out some more seeds. Am I in the right thing? Is that what's happening? Okay, yes. Mask first, then color. Okay, that's why. I need to, like, mind my stuff. There. That's probably going to mess with something later if I don't. Also, thank you for the, it's belated, but thank you for the follow, Jojo. Okay. Making slow progress. That kind of makes me think I could have run like a, not a noise texture, but a clever summer. We could probably have figured out a way to instance these seeds, convert that into a mask, and then go from there. Another time. How much more do we have? Oh, we're, I don't know, 3/4. Right. I need a sippy break. Okay. Whoa, more messages came in. Oh, it's from Pixel. Okay. Yeah, thank you. PM German only. Absolutely. Cool. Oh, it's the blur thing again. Am I pressing the hotkey that makes that happen? Not middle click. Control clicking around, maybe? I don't know what's causing it to switch over to blur when I'm not trying to blur. And I was so thinking yesterday at the end of the stream, like, well, I've already done so much work on the strawberry that I'm sure I'll like finish it before the 2 hour mark. And I'll be like, well, what do I do with all the other time? No. No. Oh, I have wandered off scale, huh? Hold on. Maybe I'll just shrink some of these. Who's gonna know? Okay, now we can color. You know what? Can I just... There. No, wait, no. Oh. I mean, would it take me that long to repaint them? I'm not terribly crazy on the color anyway. I just really wanted an excuse to use that paint bucket trick. I think I can get a better seed color now anyway. Yeah, I like that. Leave it to me to pick the only kind of project. I could have picked an apple, you know, but I picked the only one that's like, you know, that one thing you do, can you do that like 300 more times? Just be really sure that you remember how to paint a strawberry seed. I would love so much right now if I could just time lapse in real time. There would be an easier way, but where is it? I'm sure that there's an easier way. Uh, Doing it with geometry would have been fun. Yeah, geometry nodes. It's the hip new thing. Or not, maybe not. Maybe you didn't mean like geometry nodes. Mesh with a material and space it out. Yeah, yeah, that's smart. And even the donut tutorial did this, and I just, you know, we've already done this, so we're doing this. Geometry nodes and weight painting even. Yep. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. The funny thing is, when I show people for the first time how to make vases, and after that I show them a way to do it within seconds, I love to see it every time. Oh, I imagine that's like a jaw-dropping satisfaction of just. You mean you don't have to reinvent the wheel every time you make a vase? I'm curious what the trick is, but I'm sure I shall see it eventually. Okay. Now the sparkles. Screw modifier and a curve. Yeah. Mose knows what's up. Another thing I've got over here is deep paint. I picked that up with the intentional. I haven't really figured that one out yet, but I saw him do that trick. The deep paint creator. And there's a built-in way to like quickly do it too. Blah, 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 where is it? Anyway, another day. But he has it set up to do that very quickly. Cool stuff. What the? I'm realizing I skipped a few. That's all right. It's always easy if you know all the tricks. It's the hard part to get there and to understand how you got there. But in the end, the knowledge is priceless. Yep. And knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe. Why is it not? Oh, the camera. Pesky little camera. It's gonna look too uniform if I do it to all of them anyway, right? I'm halfway tempted to just instance it and cross it before doing it to the rest of the strawberry. But you know, oh wow, we are past the 2-hour mark. Oh, that's fine. I think we made good progress. Is there a clone stamp tool? Oh. Oh. Hello. Yes, but I don't know how to use it. But if it's doing what I think you're implying it does, that would be really cool. I could have like a couple more painterly versions of this thing. And alternatively stamp them on the thing. Mm-hmm. I think I'm going to have to look this one up. But that's a neat little homework project for the after the stream. Hope y'all had a good time hanging out with me today. I'll probably wrap it up here. But I got a lot of things to think about and look up. And maybe I'll be attending some Friday Blender classes, so awesome. I hope you'll have a good rest of your day. I'll be streaming again tomorrow, and I think that'll be it for the week. And then, yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Maybe I'll stream Friday. Who knows? I'll leave the stream open for most, just in case Pixel Tuner wants to reply to that. But yeah. Alrighty, I'll go ahead and call it a day. I will be back on tomorrow at 3 p.m. EDT. So see y'all around then. Have a good one.